Guys, how are you guys? Sorry I haven't been making no videos lately. I've been so busy with my boys and work. But today's topic is going to be about domestic violence. Um, I figured, we can discuss this today since October is breast cancer and domestic violence awareness. So I figured we all can talk about it and you can spread your, you know, love, or you can sit there and talk about what happened in your relationship, because nowadays we got same-sex marriages and relationships, we got heterosexual marriages and relationships too. So mine, I briefly experienced it when I was like 17 or 18 years old. I was with a guy who I met through friends. I think I met him through a friend. This was when I lived back in Ohio, and I thought that he wasn't the one. I didn't think that. I just thought he was a good guy or whatever. But that you see their true colors once you be in a relationship with them for a long time. You really see like their actual true colors. So I was naive back then. So because I had just broken up with the first love of my life at the time. So who he is, whatever. But anyway, I had broken up with him, so I really like gave up on love, and I never thought I was gonna fall in love again. So I ended up being in this predicament, which was being in a domestic violence relationship, which I was verbally abused, emotional abuse, and sometimes physical abuse, just the point where I just got slapped around. But I mainly was being threatened all the time. I was threatened with a gun at one point. I was threatened to be killed and stuff like that. Um, it all began, like I said, I thought he was a guy that was nice and stuff like that. And he was, he's a little bit younger than me. He was like maybe a year or two younger than me. Because, I had, like I said, I had just got out of a relationship with that person, with another person prior to that um, situation. So, I started talking to him. We got together, and we pretty much fell in love, but not really, really. I wouldn't really call it like true love. It wasn't like to the point I was head over heels and stuff like that. But I had to fall in love with him. I cared about him a lot and stuff like that. Um. Anyway, so we were good, for like a couple of months or so, maybe up to a year. And I noticed he changed. He started keeping tabs on me. He wanted to know what I was doing, and he wanted to be with me 24/7, pretty much. We lived in separate homes because I was living with my mom at the time. He was living with his grandma. So I would come over his house pretty much. He would never come over my house. I was always over to come to his house. He would never come over mine. So that's the type of relationship I was in. And the only person that I had told about this, abuse that was going on was a girl that I used to be best friends with, but we're no longer friends no more due to BS and crap like that. Anyway, so I had confided in her all the time and told her, and then when me and her stopped being friends at one point, I didn't have no one to go to. I didn't have nobody to talk to about it. I was pretty much by myself to the point I didn't know who to run to. I didn't know who could I talk to about this. So the first time he ever hit me was we got into a heated argument and he slapped me. And that was pretty much it. And I cried, of course, and asked him why he did it. He said he was sorry. He said he'll never do it again. And then he ended up doing it one more time in the end. After that, he didn't do it no more. It was more of threats. I went over his house another time, and we were talking, and one thing pushed him off, and he ended up threatening me, saying I was sitting under a gun and he can blow my brains off if he wanted to, because he thought I was cheating on him, because he thought I was sitting here talking to other guys, which I wasn't. I'm the type of girl, once I'm with you, I'm in the long run, I'm faithful to you, and I'm only with you, you know. So he was really jealous, and It don't matter what race you are with. I can tell you right now, I was with a Mexican. I was, and like I said, I didn't think nothing of it, so I just said okay. But once he threatened me with the gun, I told myself I couldn't do this no more, and I end up, forcing myself to say, Jermaine, it's time for you to leave. It's time for you to go. It's time to walk away from this hostile relationship. You can't live your life being in this type of relationship. You're better than that. You're stronger than that. So that's what I kept telling myself. And so finally, when I had the courage to do it, I just told him, I said, look, this is not working out. I can't do this no more. You're being too aggressive with me, and I'm not feeling that. So I have to end things. At first, he was cool. He was like, okay, that's fine. But then a couple of weeks after that, he decided to harass me. I mean, blow up my phone to the fullest. He continued on harassing me to the point that I was about to get ready to get a restraining order on him. Um, One time he had called me, and I was getting ready to go out to the club, with my friend and my family member, and he threatened to tell me that he was going to go to that club and shoot me in front of everybody. And I didn't even want to go. I couldn't even leave my house. That's how scared I was. So finally, I told my mom, and I told her what everything was going on, and I confided with one of my cousins. Um, and she was like pretty much saying, "Oh, we know we got your back." And I never felt like my family had my back to begin with, so I just said okay. So in the end, he ended up continuing on, harassing me until I finally told him. I said, "Look, you know who my family members are. I'll give you their names," and that set him off. He was like, "Oh, oh, yeah, I don't want no problems with you. You're part of them family," and blah blah blah. To the point he stopped harassing me. And then, thinking about it now, it's it's a shame that I went through something like that in my life. I never thought in a million years that I would go through something like that, but I did, and it can happen to anybody. So just watch for the signs of being in a hostile relationship like that. Um, Luckily for me, I didn't have kids with him. I ended up having a miscarriage when I was with him, so I'm thankful for that behalf, because if, like I said, if I would stay with him, he probably would have killed me and kept my baby, and I would have, no one would have never known that I had that baby to begin with, except for my family members. So yeah, I'm very thankful that I left that relationship, and I'm more better than now than ever. You know, being married to my husband and all, I learned so much from that hostile relationship to become more defensive. So that is what I go through with my husband. Like, me and him, we have our arguments, and he calls me on my name or whatever, and I end up getting defense mode because I have that panic attack of thinking that I'm gonna get hit again, or I'm gonna get smacked, something like that. I don't know. I just have that thing. So women out there, please, please, please walk away. Do not stay in a relationship like that. That is not healthy for you. It is not healthy for your kids. All kids go through a lot of trauma through domestic violence, and I know some kids can sit there and bypass it and become better people in life. But some people can't. They go through a lot of emotional, they go through a lot of detachment. They feel like they're gonna be able to grow up and think it's okay to beat up on another person, and it's not. And one thing I said I told myself, if I ever have kids, I want to make sure that they're not following in those bad examples. I do not want them to ever know that their mother had got, hit, or anything like that. So I learned from that, just to be strong, help myself up, and to love myself. Because when I was with him, I only loved myself a little bit, but I gave him all the love. So, and that's what I did learn. And I know now that if I walked away from it, anybody else can walk away from that type of relationship too. It's not only what's best for you, but it's also what's best for everyone around you to know that you're worth everything in this world. And it's okay if you have to cry sometimes. It's nothing wrong with crying. Even if you have to talk to someone outside of your family for help, just to say, hey, I need help to get out of this domestic violent relationship. I need someone to counsel me to say, hey, it's okay, you need to leave. It's all right. There are hotlines out there that can help you, that will help you so much. I wish I could take the time back then and do hotlines, but I didn't. I waited and waited to the perfect time to leave. And unfortunately for me, I waited too long. And I felt like I waited too long. I should have left when he first put his hands on me, when he first threatened me, when he first kept tabs on me. I should have had left, but my naive self was so in love. I couldn't. I tried so hard to try to keep him because I didn't want to be alone because I knew how it felt to be alone. So I didn't want that no more. And that's what happened in the end. But now, me being a 29-year-old woman who's a mother of two, I see things way different than what I was when I was 17, 18 years old, being naive and young. I know the difference. I can see the signs and I get defense real quick. So trust me, it takes a lot to handle a lot of situations in life. So any men that's getting abused by women, any men that's getting abused by other men, it's like any woman that's getting abused by a man, any woman that's getting abused by another woman, just walk away. I know that you love someone and you want to be there and you want to help them through it, but it is just not right for you to sit there and continuously putting yourself out there like that. It's just not right. So please follow your heart and walk away. Now, with kids, I know it's going to be a different story, but I know it's hard. But you got to be a mom and you got to think of yourself. Because what if you were gone? Or what if the dad was gone? Those kids are going to be like, where's my parent at? Where's my guidance at? So that's what you need to think of when you sitting here living with a man or a woman that is abusing you. You need to think of your kids. Think of them because they're all the ones that are relying on you. They're the ones that's going to need you the most besides your family. So I want everyone out there to remember in October that domestic violence is a thing that goes on in this world and it goes on in this nation. And I want you to spread it out. Hashtag it. Hashtag it, please. Spread the love. Tell them to walk away. Stop domestic violence. Don't ever do this. Don't. Keep it open. Open it up. Talk to anybody. I don't care if it's someone on a computer. I don't care if it's someone on a phone. I don't care if it's your pastor. I don't care if it's your mother, your father, whoever can help you get away from a domestic violent relationship. Okay, guys. Well, I just wanted to make sure that I based on this topic because, like I said, it is in any race. It doesn't matter what race you are. It goes on in all type of relationships. Whether if you're with a male, whether if you're with a female, someone out there needs our help. And it's about time that we sit here and we spread it out so everyone can be strong and be able to fight back. Okay? I love you guys, and I will see you guys the next time on my next video. Bye.